get your money, don't care who judge. Stay out the way, surround yourself with nothing but love. Stay out the way, if you a gangster, killer or thug. Stay out the way, put your faith in the man above. Stay out the way, chill with your family, siblings and blood. Stay out the way, kick it with your girl, forget hit in the club. Stay out the way, mind on your money, ain't no switching it up. Stay out the way, stand out the way, what you thought that it was. Stay out the way. If you stuck down on your luck, not feeling righteous, did a petty crime, just looking for some excitement. Now your name on affidavits and court indictments, get paid for a lot, but your freedom is priceless. You did the crime, you do the time, don't let it surprise you. Real stories from the heart, just to open your eyes up.
Part 2, gang, y'all. Let's get it, y'all. Part 2, gang, y'all. Let's get it. Like, share, subscribe, y'all. Let's get it. Let's go. That jump was crazy, man, but my bid had to continue going on, man. But it did feel good to have Johnson out of there. But he wasn't the freaking only predator or the last. So at the end of the day, it didn't make sense. I just was happy somebody like that much power was out of here, man, because he had a lot of power. So he was gone, man. The pod continued on to go smooth, man. And I continue on to go on my beat, like I said, man. So we're going to fast forward this tape, y'all. We're going to fast forward this tape, y'all, a lot of years, man, because now we are on Greensville. So Greensville is the prison, to all my new watchers, that I went to when I only had 1 year left. They sent me to the go home block, which was a block, a reentry, which is the reentry, which is something that you got to complete when you first get short about going home. A lot of people got to complete this. So I didn't fully go to the reentry block when I first got there. You know what I mean? They had a whole side on Greensville. Greensville got 3 sides with the same setup, and they each like their own prison. But you don't even get a chance to mingle with those other spots, the other sides of how I said it goes. So they had a whole side that was for go home. But I used to hear the rumors about how crazy and maniac that shit was, how crazy and maniac that stuff was, which I wasn't tripping because I can get along and be around anybody. But at the same time, when I first got onto Greensville, they put me in the intake pod, which everybody has to go to when they get there. And from the intake pod, I ended up getting into it with my roommate. The lady moved me next door, which was the pod next door, which I was thinking was a regular population, but it wasn't. It was the dudes over there that I knew from Lawrenceville, and it was people about to go home, and it was people not about to go home in the joint. But what I saw, it was like an honor pod, the way they had things set up as far as they let the old heads kind of have classes and help teach the guys that's about to go home things, which was backwards to me. I never understood how they have lifers trying to tell you what you should be doing when you get on the streets. Like, I didn't understand that logic. Nevertheless, I'm about to go home. I ain't got time to argue with these people. So they moved me over in this block. So when I got over in this block, I ain't even gonna lie, I saw one dude that I know, only one dude, and he wasn't from Norfolk. This was the only place that I ever been that I didn't see nobody from Norfolk, man. And like, Norfolk is always in the building. Norfolk is one of those cities. There's a lot of people that get locked up. It's a lot of dudes that been locked up. You're gonna see Norfolk guys. Now, I'm not saying it wasn't no Norfolk guys on the compound, because it definitely was, but I'm talking about when I walked in the jump, I'm looking around. I don't see nobody from the town. I'm like, I spot the dude that I know that was roommates with my homeboy from the town on Lawrenceville, and he's from around Lawrenceville. So I see him. I'm like, I spot him. Like, oh, he started running everything down to me. That's when he gave me the game about, yo, you should want to stay in this joint. He was like, because he got moved over here too. He was like, this junk like an honor pod. They give you a shot, you mess up, you out of here. They send you to the reentry if you about to go home or whatever the case. He was like, but for real, this junk super chill, Weezy, man. Like, you trying to just chill, bro. It's laid back. But he was like, it's still real prison, but it's laid back. So he started breaking down how everything was. So he like, yeah, he was like, man, I'm telling you, man, this junk crazy in here. Because he was going home before me. I was going home in March of 17. He was going home in December of 16. So he like, yeah, like for real. Like, man, I ain't gonna lie to you, man. He was like, this junk so burnt out, Weezy, man. He was like, they got old heads in here with classes trying to teach you about going home and all this. He was like, how old head have been locked up almost longer than I've been alive, gonna teach me about. I was like, man, you know, he was like, man, you gonna see. So he started showing me dudes. So I'm like, oh, word? He like, yeah, man, I'm telling you, like, they got classes and all this. He was like, for real, it's really to help them when they go for parole. He was like, you know, all of them under parole because they've been locked up past the old law. You know what I mean? They've been locked up, they under the old law. So he was like, it's really to help them when they go for parole, that they doing a class, they trying to actually help people. He was like, but he actually was able to get, he said, but they actually living here with us. And he was like, you know, like, we about to go home. He was like, these dudes ain't about to go home. So it's like, it's awkward. I was like, so this crazy. I'm like, so as he running everything down, like, I'm just visualizing everything and I'm watching everything. I just got in the block. So as he telling me everything, I'm like, so basically this is this is basically a block where they got majority of people going home, but they got people that's not going home. And they got old head lifers in here that's not going home. He was like, yeah, the lifers are the ones that got the classes. So he was like, yeah, they got another one right there. I'm like, that's crazy, man. So he was like, man, for real, it's like 5 of them. So he was like, man, this junk crazy. He was like, I'm telling you, you're gonna have to do it though. That's the only way you're gonna stay here. You're gonna have to do the class. So I'm like, man, I ain't tripping, man. I can adapt, man. I ain't got no problem with nothing, man. So he was like, yeah, he was like, look, that's another one. He was like, man, that's another one, man. He was like, he went on Lawrenceville with us though, man. But you know what I mean? He been down for the elder too, man. Johnson, man. Johnson, another teacher right there. And when Johnson walked by, I was like, I'm looking, I'm like, he was like, yeah, that's Johnson. I'm looking, I'm like, I haven't seen this man in over 11 years. It's been a while since I seen this man. I'm much older now. He's much older now, and I can see it. It's like he still had that clean face and the bald head, but it looked like his face was getting a little bit wrinkled. I told y'all, like, yeah, black don't crack, all that. They had prison reserve niggas locked up, prison reserve dudes locked up, all of that. But at the end of the day, once you get past your 40s into your 50s, like, you know, it's a good chance you will start looking like a real old man, and I don't care what you do, man. So that's just how prison is. So, like, I'm looking at him, you can tell he aged. So I'm like, Johnson. I'm like, he from such and such. He was like, I think so. I don't know. Don't quote me on it. I think so. So I'm like, man, that's crazy, man. So I'm like, man, so I ain't trying to look at him too crazy, you know. So I continue on minding my business. So as I'm standing there, the lady called me to the booth because I had just gotten the joint. So she called me to the booth. So I walked to the booth and I'm standing like down there. I'm standing like by the booth and I'm talking to the lady. She talking to me. So as I finished talking to her, when I turned around, I just spot him looking at me from a distance. Now he's probably looking at me because I'm new to the block. He trying to see who I am or whatever the case. But I see him looking at me. So I turn around. I'm like, I spot him. I just keep it moving. I walk to my cell. I go up the steps. Get up the steps, go on my cell for a minute, grab the paperwork that the lady wanted, came back down the steps. When I came back down the steps, he was standing by the steps. So as I'm coming down the steps, he right there. He had a stupid look on his face. But as I'm getting closer, it was like my predator radar detector was freaking like, it was the cobwebs was coming off that junk. Cause I didn't have to use it that much like that no more. I ain't even gonna lie, I'm about to go to the crib, y'all. So as I was coming down the steps, it was like, it did the same noise it did 11 years ago on Sunset. That junk was like the calm junk. That junk was like, doo-doo-doo. I was like, he was like, you about to go home? I was like, yeah. Why, what's up? He was like, I want you in my class then. He was like, where you come from? I was like, I come from Lawrenceville. He was like, where you was locked up at before Lawrenceville? I was like, I was on Sussex 2. He was like, you was on Sussex 2? What block you was in? He talking like that. What block you was in? I was like, I was in the block you was at, man. I was in 4B, man. I was in 4B. He was like, I knew you, man. He was like, yeah, I remember you, man. You was a youngin' back then, man. Yeah, that's crazy. Good to see you make it here, though, man. I was like, yeah, man. Like, I see you in here. You doing something right, too, now, right? He was like, man, like, you know, they call me Brother Johnson now, by the way, man. He was like, man, I changed everything about my lifestyle. I can't, you know, I just try to be who I am. You know, God tell me take it one day at a time. And that's what I've been doing for the last, and I just been taking it one day at a time for the last decade of my life. He said, when you see me get transferred from Lawrenceville, he said, you know where they sent me to? I said, where? He said, they sent me to Temptation Island. I said, Temptation Island? What you mean Temptation Island? He was like, man, they sent me to Boy Heaven, man. I said, Boy Heaven? What is Boy Heaven, bro? What are you talking about, man? He like, man, they sent me to Augusta. He said, you know, for real, I had to complete a certain amount of years on a level 4 before I can get to a level 3. He was like, but you know, Greensville started like helping people that got a lot of time. They can come to Greensville, which is a 3. So he was like, at the end of the day, like for real, when I got sent to freaking Temptation Island, man, it was hard to control myself. I ain't gonna lie. It felt like I just did what I did and I was doing too much of it, man, to be honest with you, man. So long story short, I changed my life around, man. So I'm like, you changed your life around? He's like, yeah, I changed my life around. I've been on Greensville for the last 7 years. I don't work for the unit manager like I did in 4 building, but you know, I got a job in here, man, trying to help y'all that's about to go home. When you go home? I was like, March. Like I didn't even want to tell him for real. I was like, March. He was like, yeah, so you qualify. You ready to get out there? I was like, of course I'm ready to get out there, man. He was like, yeah, so look, I'm gonna go holler at the unit manager and get you put in my class. I'm like, I really didn't want to, y'all. Like, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I didn't really want to be put in his class. But, you know, at the end of the day, man, I just gotta deal with this stuff for only 12 months. And I'm out of here, y'all. So boom. So I didn't really care, man. As long as you don't disrespect me, man, we ain't got no problem. You know what I mean? So he just trying to explain himself. So he like, yeah, man, also too, man, the afternoon times, he was like, you go to church, you in the church, you believe in God. I was like, yeah, I believe in God. He was like, you be going to church? I'm like, nah, I don't be going to church, man. You know what I mean? I don't mess with the church. He like, why? I'm like, I wanted to be like, bro, you gonna ask me why for real though? Like, you've been probably shake, rattling, and rolling in church forever, bro. I'm like, man, I just don't be going like that. You know what I mean? Nothing like that. He was like, well, look, I be holding Bible study too, man, in the evening times, man, Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. He was like, yeah, so like, if you ever want to, you know, come join us, man. I got a good group of good brothers. You know, if you ever want to come join us, man, you're more than welcome, man. But at the end of the day, man, like, you know, let me reintroduce myself to you, man, because back then when you knew me, I was a young fool. I'm looking at him with his hand out like, you weren't that young. You know what I mean? You definitely was a fool. And he was like, man, let me reintroduce myself, though. He put his hand out, and his hand was right there like this, y'all. I promise y'all. I was like, I looked at it like, it went in slow motion, but I probably looked at it for 3 seconds. It wasn't a long look at it, but I was like, I shook a predator hand, y'all. So boom. And the reason why I did is because I have no problem with nobody at this particular moment, y'all. Like, I don't have no problem with nobody, man. I don't got no freaking drama with nobody. I don't care what nobody do, to be honest with y'all, man. Like, a predator is crafty, man. A predator is witty. A predator is somebody that's going to always be able to finesse his way into something. Pause. He's going to be able to do it. And look where this man is at 11 years from now, man. This man is saying he's the head of the church. He has the job in the pod where he has his own class. This man has it all. He has been able to blend in and change his whole life around as a freaking predator. But one thing I did know was that predator helmet ain't gonna never be far. It ain't going far. It might be gone. He might got it stashed in the box this time. Remember I told you I seen it sitting on his top bunk on Census 2? He might got that junk stashed in his box now, man, because I already felt like once a predator, always a goddamn predator, y'all. So boom. I wasn't joking about that, man. So, you know, I don't got no problem with him. I shook his hand. You know what I mean? I ain't got no problem with him, man. So I continue on doing my bid. Now, the 2 days went by. Now, 3 days that went by, they ended up sending me a paper saying that I had to attend that class in the morning times that I'm telling y'all about. So when I go into the class, you know what I mean? I'm like, this junk crazy, man. Like, I had to take a couple of classes. This was the first class that I took. But when I take the class, like, you know, I'm in the joint, I'm hearing him. He do sound like a changed person. He sounded like a very changed person, man. Like a person of, like, you know, like I changed my life around, and like, he sounded like a person that really changed his life around, and he wasn't with that type of time no more, man. Like, I ain't even gonna lie, he was a good speaker. He was a good speaker, man. Half of the time I was sleeping there, and I didn't give a shit about what he was talking about, and I didn't care about what he was talking about, to be honest with you. But when I was up, he was a great speaker, man. And you know it's hard trying to talk to somebody about going home when you basically, you know what I mean? Basically somebody that ain't going home. But, you know, this is the position they gave these guys. So he used to be in there doing what he can. And I, you know, it is what it is. I didn't care, like I told y'all, man. So I would go to class and leave. I would go to class and leave. I'll go back after class. As soon as count was over, I'll work out, you know, get on the phone, go to dinner. The day go by like that. You know what I mean? That's how my day used to go. So I'm in that joint chilling. He doing his class. So one day he pull up on me, man. And like, for real, like, me and him didn't talk no more for real after that first conversation like that, because he knew I knew that he was a lunatic, man. He knew I knew he was a maniac, man. Like, you can scare everybody, you can disguise yourself around everybody else, but I already know you're a maniac, man. So he seen me one day. He said, hey, Brother White. I said, yeah, what's up? He was like, man, let me ask you a question, man. I said, what? He said, do you believe in second chances? I was like, it depends what the second chance is. He was like, a second chance at life. I'm talking about a second chance at life, man. That's what I'm talking about. I was like, were you trying to like say, can somebody change their life? Like, can somebody, he was like, yeah, basically. Like, he said, because I see, man, like, you don't participate, man, like that. I respect it too, but like, you know, like, I know you know me from back in the day. So like, is it because of that? Is it because you believe I haven't changed? Or is it because, like, I said, man, look, bro. I said, I don't care, bro. I don't really care. I'm about to go home. I said, I've been locked up my whole life. I said, I'm about to go home finally. I said, I'm at the finish line. I'm about to go to the crib. I don't care what y'all do, man. He said, nah, but you know, I value people's opinions. And I just want to know, do you think? I said, man, nah, I'm gonna be honest with you, man, nah. But it ain't my business though. He was like, he made a face like, no, he did. And I'm like, yeah, I don't think a predator can change. I didn't say a predator. I was like, I don't think he changed, but I don't care though, bro. He was like, I asked for your opinion. You gave me your opinion. It's all good. I was like, yeah, man. You know what I mean? So I peeled. Like, I ain't really want to keep talking to him, man. I felt like me and him ain't had a lot to talk about, man. You know what I mean? So I'll say about a month or two went by, man. The man definitely was a changed person in my eyes. So they used to kind of have it set up where, like, even though those lifers are in the block with us, like, they was letting anybody move in the cell who they wanted to move in with. Greensville didn't really care about that right there. So he already had a cool dude in the cell, which was a dude that looked like he was a little bit younger than him, but it didn't look like they was shake, rattle, and rolling in there. I don't know, don't get me to lie, but this was who his celly was the whole time. So when his celly was in there the whole time, I didn't know his celly was about to go home. Like, his celly never really went to no class that I noticed, you know what I mean? But it came to find out that his celly was about to go to the crib. So his celly go home. When his celly go home, I guess he was trying to find a good roommate. He was trying to find somebody to move in the room with him. So for like the first 2-3 days from his celly going home, nobody moved in the room with him. Nobody moved in the room with Johnson. So I'll say probably about like on that 4th day, which was on a Thursday or something like that, man, they had brought some intakes over. You can see the intakes. They'll come, you can see them from the salad point in our hallway. You can see them going like they coming in a line, and you'll see them going to that part I was in next door. And for real, if you know somebody, you can holler at them, you can tell them go to the back door, and you can talk to them at the back door. So I don't know nobody. I wasn't even at the window checking to see nobody. I didn't care about if I knew anybody, to be honest with you. But I guess Johnson was trying to put something together. You know what I mean? I guess Johnson still was trying to get a roommate. So while he was in the process of trying to get a roommate, I guess something had happened the same way it happened with me when I was over in the intake pod, and they ended up emergency moving somebody from the intake pod into our joint. So he just so happened to move into Johnson's cell. So when he moved into Johnson's cell, this was a white dude. This was a white dude, and I don't know why he got moved from the other side, but he got moved into Johnson's cell. Now, this was a white dude that was kind of like, he wasn't young. He looked like he was probably in his 30s. Did he look green? I don't know. I can't really tell. He just looked like a regular white dude to me. Kind of slim dude, a little shorter than me. He looked like a regular white guy to me, man, in my opinion. So he's in the cell with Johnson. So I'm thinking, like, like this is, we're at the point now in our life, you know what I mean? Like, you don't really have to alert nobody that you're living with a predator, man. Like, I'm pretty sure you still probably have to do it, but I wasn't doing it no more. Like, I was done. I was at the door, y'all. I felt like I didn't have to warn nobody about anything, man. You better watch yourself. Like I did my whole bit. That's what you better do, man. So I won't warn about nothing, y'all. So boom. I'm serious, man. I won't warn nobody about nothing, man. So I'm like, Johnson just got a roommate. That's how I was carrying it. So the white dude come in the joint. The white dude start talking to the white dudes. So the white dude in there, he talking to the white dudes. We're having a conversation. Everything straight, you know what I mean? He start kicking it with the white dudes. He going in the back door, messing with the junk with the white dudes, messing with the roll-ups with the white dudes. You know what I mean? He fitting right in. He found his people, so he chilling, everything straight. So we locked down for count. So when count cleared, all you heard was Johnson like, the doors are open up. So where my cell is at, I'm on the top tier, like the second cell on the top tier by the shower. So I come to, like I told you, they don't got windows in their joint. I come to joint and look. When I come to joint and look, all you hear is Johnson like, man, I'm about to go holler at him right now. Nah, look. So I see the white dude like, he got a stupid look on his face like, man, Johnson was like, man, look, man, I'm about to go talk to him right now, man. I'm about to go talk to him right now, man. Like, right now, right now. So I heard that. I don't know what he meant by that. He leave out. He leave out the cell. So when he leave out the pod. So when he leave out the pod, I look, the white dude standing in the middle of the floor talking to his white friends. I come down the steps. I went and stood by the table talking to my homeboy Jersey. As I'm talking to him, you can hear the white dude's like, he don't want you to move, man. And you hear the white dude that's in the cell with him like, man, he told me, man, he gonna try to keep me over there. I told him I was gonna move in the cell with you, man. And his roommate can switch. He was like, man, listen, look, brother. You hear the white dude straight up say, man, look, brother, I don't think you want to stay in the cell with him, man. The white dude was like, man, I mean, he's cool, man. We play pinochle at night. He got tons of food in there, man. And like, like, for real, I don't even know how long they gonna keep me in this pod. He was like, because I got 3.5 years left, so I don't even qualify to be in the go home pod. To be honest with y'all, like they just moved me from over there because I was about to get into it with somebody. So the white dude was like, man, I don't think you want to be in the cell with him though, brother. He said it again. I don't think you want to be in the cell with him. So he was like, why? He was like, man, I just been hearing bad things about him. He's like, man, he's not, it is what it is, man. Like, I don't care about that, man. As long as he don't disrespect me. He's like, but I told him I was gonna move in your room. And then when I told him that, man, he just freaking went crazy and said he gonna make it happen if I can stay in his room. So I'm like, I hear that, I'm like, he gonna ask me if he changed, man. I was like, man, you can't change, man. There ain't no way in the world a predator can change, y'all. A predator is unchangeable, to be honest with y'all, man. As soon as I was thinking that and saying that, all you heard was a slide to open up. Everybody was like, police coming in. But you seen Johnson coming in first. Johnson was like, police coming in behind him. Johnson was like, he walked in looking proud. He was like he was waiting on the sergeant. Sergeant walked up and was like, which one your roommate? He was like, right here. He was like, I ain't doing no moves this week, man.
Get your money, don't care who judge. Stay out the way, surround yourself with nothing but love. Stay out the way if you a gangster, killer or thug. Stay out the way, put your faith in the man above. Stay out the way, chill with your family, siblings and blood. Stay out the way, kick it with your girl, forget hit in the club. Stay out the way, mind on your money, ain't no switching it up. Stay out the way, stand out the way, what you thought that it was. Stay out the way. If you stuck down on your luck, not feeling righteous, did a petty crime, just looking for some excitement. Now your name on affidavits and court indictments can pay for a lot, but your freedom is priceless. You did the crime, you do the time, don't let it surprise you. Real stories from the heart, just to open your eyes up.